Hello, everybody. I'm so happy that we are going to meet now Anupam. I mean, Anupam is already there, and he got visa recently, and that's why he want to share his experience. And the key point about this meeting about him getting visa, he got visa in spite he showed the loan. So as we all know, so we're going to see how exactly what are the other points that led to receive visa. So Anupam, thank you so much for joining, and I'm happy because I think just couple of days back we had a session
Yeah,
and we discussed about your things, we discussed about your cover letter. It's a very nice feeling. So
yeah,
now Anupam, you can share about yourself, about like which university you got admission into and what was your percentage.
yeah. Hi everyone, myself is Anupam. I have currently completed my bachelor's in interior designing and I am currently pursuing master's in interior designing in Italy. So I was applied in NABA. It's a second ranking university in Italy and almost 51st ranking by the subject. So it's a private college. So I got applied on March 2022 and get accepted in April 2022. After that, I started my visa process, and on 14th September, I got my visa. And there are some important factors that I want to share with you all. Like I showed a student loan and also a backup who is going to sponsor me. So that's the main thing I want to explain all of you.
Great. How you have prepared yourself in terms of other documentations in about writing your cover letter, writing your sponsor letter, showing your bank statement, how everything helped you.
Yeah. So first and the foremost thing, your cover letter will be very precisely written. You have to only mention that what is the main purpose you are going there. And in the financial part, I have shown my loan sanction letter and the amount that is credited in my loan account. And secondary, in the backup, you have to show your sponsor account. It's not like that. You have to show some amount of money, something like 4 or 5 lakh in Indian currency. You can show them. In the case the loan didn't work, they will consider the backup of your sponsor. And in my part, ambassador asked me who is going to sponsor you. Then I said that I have a student loan of this amount, and he just asked me, is the amount is credited in your account and currently present there? I just mentioned him that I already paid my fees of the first year, and the remaining amount is in my account, and in my father's account I have a backup account. So if my student loan didn't work there, so I have a sufficient fund to carry forward my studies. I had a one issue that the HRD is the foremost thing in Italian visa. So you have to do in your education document. So my university just tell me that you don't need declaration of value. So I didn't do the HRD thing in my certificate. I done the ME apostille everything. When I went there, they discussed with their manager, and they just told me that, sir, we can't take your interview because of the HRD seat. So I was heartbroken there for a few minutes, and just I'm walking out from the VFS. Then I get a call back, sir. We have chat with the ambassador, and he said he can take your interview. Then I give the interview, and then I got the visa. Hopefully.
Wow.
So if anyone who is applying with a public university, is there any CMIA certificate, right? CMIA or something like that.
Yeah, Chime, it's an alternative to DOV.
Yeah. Uh, one more candidate, he had that senior certificate. They also said to him like that you can't uh, go with the senior certificate. You need the HRD and DOV done.
Mhm.
They So please guys do your HRD and all the other stuff. Maybe I got lucky and got the visa, but everyone has the different cases.
While you were telling about your experience with the visa officer, so we can talk about it later also, like how what are the other questions he asked. But
Yeah,
one of the point
yeah,
that you mentioned, that he asked you exactly that do you already have the loan
yeah,
amount in your bank account? So I think that is very important and key thing,
yeah,
that if somebody is taking loan, then you should have the money in your bank
yeah,
account, because end of the time what they care, that you should have money to study. Am I right, Anupam?
yeah. Yeah, yeah. You have to very precise with the amount, because I have taken of the loan amount something like 27 lakhs, but in my loan account I shown 7 lakhs something around, and the 20 lakhs amount is not there. So he asked me about that. Where did you spend and how much did you spend? So I just said I have spent it in my tuition fee and all. So he said, okay, then it's fine. And do you have the receipt of the all the payment you have done? I said, yes, I have all of them. Then he said, okay. And is there any alternative sponsor you have? Then I said, I have my father also. So he just asked me that what will your father do and all that stuff. And then he said, okay. At the last, he said, good luck for your future. Then I got little hope that I might get my visa. So
Mhm. Yeah, because everything was positive. Your document was up to date. You have sponsorship letter, and you also had the receipt of, I mean, you have the loan disbursement proof that your loans were disbursed, and you already paid
yeah,
your installment because your university wants you to pay installments. Oh, great. Now let us, I mean, we can see your background, because that is also important, right?
yeah,
Do you have any background related to interior designing, any experience or any internships or any certification courses like that?
yeah. I have completed my degree on 2021. Before completing my bachelor, I have start my internship for 1 year because I have to gain the experience. I have done the internship in three different offices. Like in interior designing, there is something called structure you need to learn. So I have done in a civil engineering firm for 6 months, for 6 months in architectural firm, and then I get a job in an interior designing firm for a 1 year. So I have put that three experience letter, and also I had got my 78% in my bachelor. So the grade doesn't matter, I think, in design.
Mm.
Mainly they see the experience and ability to describe things you in which field you are. The first and the foremost thing the visa officer said, asked me that why do you choose interior design? Why are you so different than other designers that are present there? So yeah, that's the tricky question.
And what you are, I mean, answer if you want to share with us, if you
Yeah,
remember.
actually, I I just asking very simply said that very simply that if a normal people walk in a street, he just see everything like it's a nice building, nice house, nice car. But when a designer is going for a walk, he just take a flaws from every building, and he just imagine if I got this project, I will do the best I can. So after that, he just I think he got impressed, and he little smiled, and yeah, then our interview carry on. It's like then he has, I think, before me there are 4 and 5 candidates. They are taking their interview for 30 to 35 minutes, and he just take 5 to 6 minutes to complete my interview.
My interview lasted only like for 5 minutes, and others are there for
I,
like 30, 35 minutes.
I was little confused that maybe I think he got me rejected or something, so he just throw me away from the office or something like that. But when the visa arrived, so I thought that yeah, I got the visa.
I think when visa officer
I,
knows about you through your documents, because obviously I always tell
yeah,
to everybody that the document should speak, on behalf of you, so that the visa officer don't get confused. He
Yeah.
can flow, he can understand you, your background and everything, your motivations, all the things by your cover letter. So I think you have done a great job on
Yeah.
that, Anupam. So
Maybe. So I was just so nervous before the interview because everyone is going for 30 minutes, and when they are coming out, they are look like very sad. Nothing is going to happen. That make me. And before the interview, I got some that HRD thing. So my mind was not in right state. But before I'm entering the room, I just said everything will be goes with the plan. So let's go and say what he asked.
nice. And any other point you want to highlight about your cover letter? What are the things do you mention? I mean, although I have read your cover letter, but for the people who are
Yeah.
watching, so maybe they can get
Yeah,
some idea.
actually, I just just mentioned my study background and my work experience, and little detail about my university and why I have to pursue that course. And please, I request you all to uh, please enlighten your financial part, because that is the most important
Hmm.
part. Because your grade not matters, your experience doesn't matter that much with the comparison of finance, I think. Because if
Hmm.
the finances were right, it is in up to date, so the visa officer might think that he is financially well, so let him give a chance. I just showed 6 years of my father right here and 2 years of mine, and the loan account which I have the amount of loan. I have showed the 6 month of the account, that when the account, because in loan you have to open certain bank account for the loan amount. So when the account is open till the date, and when you are showing your visa and applying for the visa, you have to make a bank statement of different date, and also I showed my father bank account for a
And
1 year.
one question about the funding, when you have started putting money in your bank
Yeah.
account, how many months prior?
So I have started from, I think, April. I just transfer 1 lakh per month.
Mm.
So it's April, May, June, July, August. So it's almost 4 to 5 months. Mainly, I got the experience that the main is your funding, right? Because
Yeah.
the first question is that tell me about yourself, and the next question is who is going to fund you and how much fund you have. The
Mm-hmm.
main question is that if you introduce yourself uh, very politely and in a simple words, like in a 2 or 3 line, you tell that visa officer that I am belong to this profession and I want to pursue this course, then he will be clear and just jump into the financial part. Till
Yeah.
nothing can, yeah,
Yeah.
they don't
Nothing like
ask about the
telling me.
accommodation.
And so during interview, how
And
was it? I mean, you were like very confident, or you were like nervous? I mean, nervousness, it's okay to be inside, but what about your posture? Like, how was your body language?
when you give your interview, you have to sit in front of the laptop and you have to talk with the ambassador. You can't see the ambassador, the screen is blank. So you have to maintain your posture anyway. You have a smile on your face. So that will prove that you have some confidence. So you can go with the interview. Because the first question is very simple, introduce yourself. The main thing is that if you introduce yourself very well, then it's directly he can jump to the financial part.
Mhm.
And in the last part of the interview, he asked me that after completing your course, what are you going to do. So I just said I complete my course and return back to India and do my open my firm and do the designing in India.
Mm.
Because the I think the last part is the important, because if you have not particular future plans, so maybe he got confused. Because in my case, when I said I will come back to India, then he said, okay, fine, you can go now, all the best for you, sir.
Because that's what they want. They don't want you to stay here and work and do. They
Yeah.
want you to come back to your home country. So also you have to clear this through your cover letter.
When I am submitting my documents, I saw some of the people who don't prepare their cover letter and they were writing there only. So you can't write in 2 minutes or 3 minutes about your future.
Exactly.
It's like one or two paragraphs. They are just mentioning that I'm going to Milan for studies, and this is my father is going to sponsor me. I have my flights on this. So when the documents reaches to embassy, no one can exactly predict that what you are going to do in Italy. So
Mm,
please make sure, please print the cover letter with you and just submit with your all the documents in VFS.
mm. And what do you suggest about pages?
One page is more than enough, I think.
Yeah.
Mm,
No,
yeah, 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 yeah,
like yours. Even though you send me a cover letter, but before also your cover letter was written very nicely, because usually students send me cover letter and their cover letter like a disaster. They make like, paras. Why Italy? Why this course? Why blah and blah and blah? These things. I mean, you're
yeah.
applying, this is a cover letter for visa. So you just have to be very precise about these things, and mostly you have to write about the financial part and all these part at the end. So basically it's like a story, but many students end up writing a long things about
Yeah,
themselves.
important factor because if the color cover letter is wrong or some errors are there, no one can going to make the documents forward because if nothing is interesting written in the cover letter, how can someone can read and understand what is the main purpose of your going at least?
Yeah. And it also shows what type of student you are. I mean, if you cannot write a cover letter, then, and one more
Yeah.
problem I'll tell you,
Actually, I
Anupam,
also given the I
IELTS examination, right?
yeah
And what about your
yeah
accommodation? Like, it was actual, right? It was not dummy, and the flight was not
yeah
dummy.
no dummy because before I am booking actual that flight tickets and accommodation um, a person suggests me that you can also go with a dummy one, but
Hmm.
I thought that if everything is right and the main
Yeah.
factor is the accommodation and flight tickets went wrong in the visa, so you have to go with the whole process because finding interview nowadays in VFS is a tough job because no one getting
Hmm.
a appointment in VFS.
Yeah.
It's like already booked everywhere. So make it so clear that everything will be fair enough because I think they are taking lots of documents and they easily predict which is fake, which is
Yeah.
real.
Yes. Yes. I also say, I mean, so okay, just let's have a quick review about, like, you booked your flight tickets from which company and insurance from which company, and what about your accommodation, like how much you
Yeah,
paid for your accommodation.
actually, I booked the flight from the Paytm. At February, I booked the flight, so it's cost me really cheap. And for accommodation, I went through Spota Home.
Yeah,
So
spot
my
on.
accommodation, its rent is about 425 per month, 425
Okay.
euros per month. And insurance is that when I have taken the loan, they provided me the insurance, that
Yeah, now
student
I remember. Yes,
travel
the
insurance for two
ICICI.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
remember.
yeah. So, so I just presented that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm glad, Anupam. Congratulations. So, thank
Okay.
you so much, everybody, for watching this video. You can hit the subscribe button if you really liked our conversation. And thank you so much, Anupam, for
Yeah.
messaging me, for remembering me.
No,
That's
you
amazing.
actually you just review my cover letter, so I get a confidence because that someone said, yeah, it's nice, so I have a little chance to get a visa because it's a hopeless situation when you
Mm,
can't,
yeah.
you have no one to just suggest that because
Hmm.
some people are they are suggesting, but they don't know the proper way. How can you write a proper cover letter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Please
I'm glad.
do write your cover letter. As simple as yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching Italian Diaries till the time. Bye bye and ciao ciao. So, can we wave together because I do this every time with the session. So let's do bye bye
Okay,
together.
okay.
Bye bye and ciao ciao. So you have to learn now doing ciao ciao. You're coming here in Italy. So ciao ciao.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Ciao, ciao.
Okay.